My name is TyrionLanstr. Now today I want to discuss the 3 new additions that we've had to the Night King invasion since my last update on it. So the first I'll start with is the Citadel research, and we already discussed the new research tree, basically the one that introduces us to tier 5 troops, the Foundry, the Valyrian Steel, all that good stuff. I already covered it a little bit in a video. Once we know more, I promise I'll tell you, but for now I'm going to focus on some of the other things. We've now also completed the other 2 researches here, the Turning Stopped and the Weakened White. Basically, these are both just making it a lot easier to beat the White Walkers. The Weakened White makes them weaker. The Turning Stopped makes it so they don't get the whole 70% of their troops back as White Walkers after you beat them. So definitely both good, going to make it a lot easier for most players to actually rally, tank rallies, or just in general participate in this event. So I think that's always really nice and definitely a good thing to do. Definitely going to make killing the Night King a whole lot easier for all of us. And, cool, great, love that. One thing I want to quickly touch on, these dailies that you get here, I don't know if anyone has realized this. I hope that you all have, but every day you can get 6 badge chests just by training 10,000 troops. So you should do that, because that's 6 free badge chests, and that's huge. Also, these technology scrolls are going to be really, really helpful later on when you want to do big researches, small researches, whatever. They make it so that you don't have to pay any resources for it, and they make it so you don't have to pay the time for them. So definitely, these are 2 really valuable things you're getting a lot of every single day. But I want to talk about the other 2 new additions that we got. The first is the Winterfell Request Aid event, and this is just like the Harvest Festival that we've had in the past, where there's the kind of the resource gathering event, I think is what they called it. They've got the replayable quests, they've got the one-time quests, and then they have these kind of global goals that you accomplish by donating resources, and then there's a ranking at the end of basically whoever's doing best gets these really, really good rewards. So, as someone who has reached a point in the game where speed ups just don't matter that much to me. Like, I traditionally have in surplus of 500 days of speed ups because I just don't need to be using them all the time, and I just end up saving them up. This to me is my favorite event to use them on, and I'll tell you why. The first reason why is because this ranking at the end. It's great if I can get in one of these top couple spots, which right now I'm in number 2, and I can get, right now, be in line to get 25 SS medals and 40 S medals and 1.2 million gold. I mean, that's great. I don't really care that much about this avatar frame, but great, why not? But that's really valuable and a lot better than getting some Sabrina medals that I already have gold, or any of the other things that I would usually use for speed ups. Or I guess like Tyrion medals on event days, but I actually, just the way I do this is whenever I get a Tyrion event or any other good elite event, I just do my speed ups then. So, definitely a great event to use them just for the end result. But, in addition, and I think some people don't necessarily realize this, whenever you donate a resource, you get one of these many prizes. So, for example, when I did my big bulk 1800, I think I did like 600 at once at one point, I got probably 50 million gold back because I got a bunch of those 200k gold packs and some of the 50k, and I had done it enough times that I got a lot of my gold back, which is really valuable to me. I got a ton of speed ups back too. So it's not even just a good event to do in terms of the end result, but just by doing it each time, you're actually gaining a lot of it back, and it's a good way to use it and kind of transfer speed ups into things like gold or VIP points, especially with that new introduction of needing VIP 15. This was a great way to get a ton of VIP points, so I love that. So really quickly, I'm just going to show, I've got 40 more here to do. I'll claim the 40. Now, I don't like how quickly they do this. It's hard to kind of see what exactly you get, but I'll show this. Right now, I have 522 million gold. Let's see how much I have after I donate these. Okay, they kind of do it quickly, but let's check now. So now I'm at 525. I mean, I was only 40 resources, and I got 3 million gold out of it. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with that return. That's not bad at all, and it's a good way, like I said, to accumulate some of that gold back. Again, I love this event. I think it's great. It's just a really fun one to compete in with your fellow alliance mates, with your kingdom mates, and as you can see, we're doing a lot. We're all pushing each other pretty hard right now. I'm hoping people will relax and let me keep second. I don't think I'll be able to catch Diver, but who knows what's gonna happen. The last one I want to talk about is the Citadel Bounty. So this is basically like the kind of the stag shop. I'm calling it the stag shop because that's like what I think of it as, the little like, little like deer looking symbols that they usually use, and I'm honestly not remembering what the name of it usually is. I think it's Seven's Treasure maybe, but I don't know. That sounds right, but I could be wrong. So this is the Citadel Bounty, and it's this brand new shop that we've gotten, and there are a couple of different ways you can get these tokens. The first is by buying packs, then you get 20 every day by eliminating White Walkers, you can get 5 every day from doing Rebel camps, and then 15 every day from doing Rebel groups. So I would definitely make sure that you get all those dailies, and then by purchasing packs, if I go to the packs real quick, you can see that you get an additional bounty order. You get 30 for the 50 Black Diamond packs. You get, I think, 60, or you get 6 for a 10 Black Diamond pack. For a 200 one, you get 120. And yeah, for a 100 one, I think you get 60. Let's see if I can find a 100 one for you guys. Oh, here. There you go. Yep, 60. There you go. They also have one that is specifically for this, where you pay 10 and get 35. So that's the basic gist of how you can get them. Now let's go back to the shop and look at what you can get with them. So first thing to stick out is kind of the big prizes at the top. I was kind of surprised they didn't do that chest that was kind of the choose your own exterior chest, because that's super popular and I think a lot of people like that freedom to choose. But instead they've kind of selected 3 castle exteriors and 2 marching animations to choose from. The marching animations are a good deal cheaper. I think that in general these are going to be pretty big investment type things. I mean, obviously these permanent skins, the only way you can get them is with black diamonds. There's really no other way to get them unless you're doing the kind of clever manipulation on Return to Westeros. But in general, those are kind of too big for me. I'm not even going to worry about them. I don't think I'm going to be able to accumulate that many. And I'm a little concerned. It does say that the redemptions will be unavailable once the countdown ends, and I'm just not sure if the bounty orders you have will actually roll over. So I would recommend everyone to spend all of them this time. If we do the event again, for whatever reason, if they do the Night King Invasion as kind of a monthly event type of thing, then sure, feel free to save them up. But for now, I would try to spend them. So next you might be thinking, well, what should I spend them on? Well, there are 3 newish kind of items. The first is this equipment selection chest, basically following the same, trend in this game. Now, instead of having to choose which type of equipment chest, you just have one blanket one, and then you can choose from there on a long checklist of which type of chest you want. Note that this does include the Mountain Clan set, so that's kind of nice that you can get Mountain Clan chests from this one. And as you can see, these are basically 2 for 2 Citadel bounty tokens, or bounty orders, I guess is what they're called. So basically it's a 1-for-1 ratio. This is an outstanding commander selection pack, and this is the elite commander selection pack. This basically is the 15 commander medals for 50 black diamonds one, and then this is the 10 commander medals for 50 black diamonds packs. So that's kind of the basic breakdown. These are also mostly the older ones. It's not including any of the new ones like Rhea or Salma or Enzo or Drake or Lats or any of those. So that's the basic gist of these 2, and I think that these are both kind of interesting, but I'm going to kind of explain. I think that these are definitely expensive in relation to the black diamonds that they are worth. So the calculations I've done for you already is this. 36 basic bounty orders for 1 commander token. You can kind of think about that as meaning that for 10 of these, which would be the 50 black diamond pack, is equivalent to 360 bounty orders or 50 black diamonds. So basically 360 of these equals 50 black diamonds. And I'm going to use all this as according to what the actual shop prices are. Obviously, you probably use coupons, you don't always spend all that, whatever. Also, you don't have to use all of them on exactly the same one, so you do have that advantage of variety. But for lack of a better thing to equate to, I'm going to stick to that. 360 equals 50. The math goes down to, for one black diamond, you get 7.2 bounty orders. So that's kind of the worth of your bounty orders if you do this item. I'm going to skip over the refined rough and the wash stones just because if you're an account like mine, you're not using those at all anymore, or even if you haven't finished refinement yet, you're probably getting close to it and you're reaching a point where you're saying, I would rather invest in other things because I know every day I'm getting my expedition beyond refinement. I don't need other sources for it. I think that this legendary scrolls is way overpriced. I mean, maybe if you really need the dragon scrolls, then it's good. But it's just, I kind of don't ever worry about those, and I just kind of let myself accumulate them over time, and then I'll buy them. Or sorry, I won't buy them, but I will spend them to improve one of my skills, but I usually just don't want to buy this. And then similarly, I'm not going to worry about the gold or the speed ups, just because those are commodities that I can get in so many other places. But I do want to focus on, and I'm also going to the same thing with the marks of the true dragon. I'm going to ignore those. So my focus is on these three here, the three kind of universal medals in the middle, and then the honor banners and the transnational relocations. I think those are the kind of 8 things that are most likely to be bought here. Maybe if you're saving up, if you have a lot of money to spend, you can buy these, then great, go for it. So here's my breakdown for you guys. I'm going to start by saying, so these were basically a 1-to-1, these are a lot more expensive, and then these, the tokens, the universe tokens are where it gets a little interesting. If you think about this, so we also have another 50 black diamond pack for usually, I think it's usually 30 S universal tokens. I think that's right. Let me double check really quickly. I'm like 99% sure I'm right about that. Yeah, 30 S tokens. Okay, so if we think about that as 30 of these, so 30 times 6 would be 180 for that same 50 black diamond cost. Well, we can see that we're getting to that 50 black diamond point much quicker, where it was 360. This is just 180, so it's half price compared to the commander medals one, making this a black diamond equivalent much better price to get. Furthermore, think about this. The SS medals, which usually it's 30 for 1,000 black diamonds, way better price to get them here in this relative price than the commander medals. I mean, commander medals, remember, we're getting 10 for 360 is the price over here. This one is, sorry, so we can just do 1 to 36 and 1 to 30 here, and you can see that this is more expensive than an SS medal. I think most would agree that just from the black diamond shops, you would never see an SS medal. You would never get SS medals of 10 of them for just 50 black diamonds. That just seems like they would be giving a ton for that. I do think in the Glorious Battle event, if you kind of coordinated it, you could get them for cheaper, but in general, that's just not a black diamond equivalency that they would usually do. So, here's my point though. Most people know that you kind of don't buy these in the shop. There's so many other ways to get them now in the game that it's kind of not worth it to buy them in the shop, or if you're going to, you should buy them in one of the cheaper packs, such as this new discount event, the glorifying discount. Like, these are way better places to buy them. It's much better deals to get them here. I mean, it's literally twice as many for the same price of 1,000 usually, so you should definitely buy them here if you're going to. But point being that equivalency is kind of an unfair comparison. I will also mention that I think that these equipment chests, this is probably the best deal on there, because if you think about it, you usually get about 100 basically selection chests. Usually it's 50 selection chests and then 10 of each different material, but that is also 50 black diamonds. But as we can see, you would get that for just 100 of these Citadel bounty tokens versus, again, 180 or 360. So definitely better. The best in terms of black diamonds cost would be the equipment selection chests, but here is my big but. Equipment selection chests, yes, that would be the best price per black diamond, but I would never buy those for the 50 black diamonds. Like, that to me is not worth it. So I'm actually not going to worry about the equipment selection chest, even though it is definitely the best price. Same thing with these A, S, and SS medals. There are just so many other places that I can get them that although I agree it is a better black diamond price, I actually would rather get these commander selection packs just because there is literally no free-to-play way to get these commanders other than that. And sure, like the Goddess Corolla event, I guess, is one, but realistically, they're doing so many things to introduce these medals. I would rather spend these tokens on things that I can only get that way. So I'm tempted to do it. If I needed a lot of transnational relocations, I would maybe consider this, but 200 seems like a very high price. And then if I had enough of them, maybe I would go for one of these skins. But for now, I'm probably going to stick to these. And what I will say is actually specifically, if you don't have anything else to spend on, I would get 100 of those Hector medals. Because again, Hector Awakening has to have Hector medals. So if you're ever going to want to awaken him, you need the Hector medals. So I definitely would recommend going here and getting those Hector medals if you can't think of anything else to get. But for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably focus on the elite selection packs. Again, I agree that it's not a great black diamond equivalency price for them, but because they are the most valuable ones for my game, that is what I'm going to go for. But I hope that this helped you in figuring out what decision you're going to make when you get your Citadel bounty and what you want to spend it on. So, until next time, my name is TyrionLanstr. I'll see you then.